Let's begin by rubbing the palms together. So creating a little heat, a little friction between the hands. For today's tune-in, let's keep our energy really grounded, really receptive. I'm going to invite you to keep the elbows close to the body. And let's take your hands apart now, just for a moment. See if you can feel any energy in between the palms. And then very slowly let them drift towards one another, feeling yourself come into alignment, into focus, until the palms just gently press. Make sure your prayer is a little bit away from your heart. So it's this position of reverence with the fingers pointed a little bit out, the shoulders dropping, heart lifting. We'll chant 3 times. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. I bow to, I honor the divine creative consciousness within me, within all beings. You can listen or join. Exhale all the way. Inhale to tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale deeply. Hold, suspend the breath, lift the pelvic floor, lift the navel, lift the gaze. Sense energy gently swirling up your spine towards the crown of your head. When you need to exhale, take the palms face down on the thighs. Notice how you feel. See if you can sense the energy moving towards your back body. So your energy more in the back of the brain and the brain stem and the area behind your spinal column. We live most of our life in the front of our body, acting and doing. So for today's focus, as we start to move, see if you can hold your attention and awareness more towards the back of your organs, spine and brain. When you're ready, you can begin my favorite of all the Kundalini moves, a nice, slow Sufi grind. Some of you might really like to be up on a cushion for this. I personally like to scooch off my cushion, so just see what works for you. You're visualizing your pelvis is this beautiful golden bowl. And your torso is this ruby encrusted ladle, stirring out the basin of that bowl. If you tend to do this quickly, maybe in other Kundalini practices, I invite you to really slow it down here. Inhale forward, slow exhale back, rounding back on your sits bones. I like to visualize my heart like a flashlight, shining it over each knee. go inward. Reverse direction. As you slowly begin to make these circles more subtle, I want you to perform your Sufi grind now, but with the rib cage. So a little bit different than we were doing previously. You can always take a quick look at the screen before you go back and tune inward from the rib cage, spiraling back to the side and forward. Slowing down your breath. We want to awaken our feminine energy. I've found we need to slow down, profoundly slow down. Reverse direction. We need to invite in non-linear, feel-good movement, just like this. You can have the shoulders get a little bit involved. We need to spiral. That's the nature of this Shakti energy. It's often alluded to as a snake, although you don't have to think of it like that. But we see spirals everywhere in nature, even our DNA strands. So that creative Shakti force responds really well to circular movement. You can imagine you have a golden hula hoop around your waist here. And slowly come to stillness. Let those circles get smaller and smaller still. And it's just like you effortlessly arrive at center. Once you found center, lengthen the back of the neck, inhale deeply. Hold, suspend the breath if that feels good, lifting up on the pelvic floor, dropping the shoulders, dipping the chin, squeezing, holding a little of that energy you've generated in your body. When you're ready, letting it go. Exhale. No rush, keeping your energy and attention inward. We'll shift to an all fours position, tabletop. Just moving any props or blankets out of the way. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. We're gonna practice an earth communion cat-cow. And what that means is you'll spread the fingers, and before we start moving, just really feel and sense how the floor and the earth is supporting you here. So just take a moment to drop down and notice your mat, the floor, holding you underneath your hands, underneath your knees and shins. You can sigh out the mouth if you want. Let go. And once you've found that energetic release, begin to move through cat-cow in a way that feels super nourishing for you. Maybe bending the elbows, widening the collarbones. Exhale, rounding, high C-curve with the low spine. Maybe taking the seat really close to your heels. And then as soon as you've got the motion, close your eyes. Inhale, maybe you want to roll the shoulders, curl the toes under, open up into your cow. Exhale, pressing into the knuckles. Maybe yearning the seat towards the heels for cat, chin into chest. Start to flow with your cat-cow, however feels good for you. Maybe inviting in this sensation of rocking forward and back, even in each movement. So rocking a little bit in your cat and even in your cow. Maybe just taking a moment moment to push the seat back and forward, only if this feels good to you. Close your eyes, do your own thing. Now that you have the physical, I want you to envision that as you move and flow here, that you're actually drawing energy up from the earth, up from the palms of your hands, through the palms of your hands. And just like weeds and grass and roots often rise from the ground to reclaim a tree, like ivy crawls up a post. And visualize that ivy or roots circling your wrists and circling your knees and thighs. So it's like you're pulling up energetically energy from the earth underneath you. Feeling that support, soaking in, drawing in that nourishment as you move. Communing with the earth. And then when you feel ready, just allowing the seat to come to the heels, hands at prayer, child's pose. Once again, sensing the earth supporting you. Maybe you sense the earth as malleable now. So it's like your whole child's pose just sinks down into the mud or the red clay of the earth, a couple inches. In order to give from a loving place, we must nourish ourselves, we must rest. The feminine craves rest. So we're going to stay in this child's pose another moment with the option to either stay with long, slow, deep breathing or 1 minute of breath of fire. Invitation to hold the heels. So if you like Guru Pranam, you can stay there. If you want to do a more traditional Kundalini, like rock baby pose, bring the knees together, heels together, and notice I'm holding my heels. Again, stay with Guru Pranam if that feels better for you. And you can just rest and sink into the earth, feel that nourishment and support, or you can join me for 1 minute of breath of fire. And it's like this breath of fire is charging you up in this resting position. A little recharge for you. Make it feel good. So if you want the hands in front of you, that's totally fine. Inhale all the way, exhale fully, and begin. So in breath of fire, the navel's rapidly snapping back towards the spine. You have the feedback, perhaps, of your thighs telling you how you're doing with your belly pumping. And the inhale is passive, so it's a rapid exhalation through the nose. And kind of like when you place your iPhone on a supercharging dock, that's what I like to visualize I'm doing here. I'm just supercharging my energy. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold on the next inhale. If you were doing the breath of fire, squeeze the pelvic floor, squeeze the heels if you're holding them, or press into the floor. Just tense everything, tense your face, tense, 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 tense. Squeeze the thighs, squeeze the seat, and exhale, relax. Unfurl into a baby cobra. So we'll just come prone, lying down on the mat first. Just give yourself a moment to rest. Maybe you want to take the forehead to the palms. Wag the hips side to side. Lengthen out the legs, so curl the toes under and take the feet back so you have as much length as possible in your low back. Fingertips underneath the shoulders. Lift the kneecaps off the mat and then peel your chest up for baby cobra. Squeeze the elbows together. Make sure you're not doing this move with your chin. So gaze down, back of neck is long. And if you like, I invite you to test your strength here. We're gonna be here for 1 minute. Again, you can stick with long, slow, deep breathing or breath of fire. Lengthen your tailbone towards your heels wherever you are. Keep the legs strong. That's your cobra tail. So kneecaps are lifted, hamstrings are engaged. You're supercharging the heart in this position. If you need to take a break, take a break. Stick with it if you can. We're almost there. Long, slow, deep breathing is great here too if you are feeling that or you're on your cycle. Breath of fire, think of light, golden energy supercharging at the heart. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, stay in your cobra, lift a little higher, chin in, but lift a little higher still. Higher, 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 and then exhale. Relax. You can bend the knees, take the heels into the seat. Windshield wiper the legs from side to side if that feels good. You just moved a lot of energy into the lower spine and the heart. In Kundalini Yoga, the time between the postures is just as important as the postures themselves. Really allow yourself to rest here. Lengthen the legs if they're not already. And coming into Sphinx pose, elbows under shoulders, spread the hands wide. And we're coming into what I call softening Sphinx. I love doing this, especially when I'm trying to just feel more receptive. Again, that feminine energies really go with the flow. It's full of potency and desire, but it's also very malleable. Women are known to change their minds. I know I am. So you'll notice if you see me already in this Sphinx, like I'm kind of inviting in a little bit of a sway. It's really subtle. Someone walking by might not even notice you're moving. But notice how my shoulders are almost like they want to make figure eights. Really subtle. And I'm just letting my heart yearn through my upper arms. Close your eyes, really slow this movement down, and it might end up feeling a little bit like a low back massage. If it tweaks or hurts the low back at all, I want you to move the elbows forward, okay? That's gonna make it less intense. So you get to decide. Elbows forward or elbows right under the shoulders. And just visualize how you'd move and sway if you were maybe dancing in a field by yourself, just letting the breeze caress your body, relax the belly. Maybe the chin wants to move a little. Maybe you want to stretch the neck. And when you're done, find stillness. Take a huge deep breath in, breath honoring yourself. Hold the breath in and just feel your energy, your essence, pulsating through your whole system, distributing the energy through your whole body. And when you need to exhale, gently press yourself back. You can take a little child's pose to stretch out the back if that feels good. And then coming to your cushion or your meditation seat. Getting settled in a cross-legged position. From here, keeping everything super soft, we're going to move into some Kundalini side bends with a mantra. So what this looks like, and opening the side body is so important when we're focusing on opening the heart, because if the intercostal muscles are tight, that's constricting and clamping down on this whole energetic center. So how this looks is you're just going to play, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. I'm sitting up on a cushion. This might feel better for you off a cushion. So you get to decide if you want to slip off the cushion. And now that we have the breath pattern, we'll add the mantra. So as you go to the left, you're going to say, I am. And to the right, saying to yourself, divine love. I am. You can think or say aloud. Divine love as you move to the other side. So I am. To the left, reach. Divine love. To the right, reach. And just imprint this mantra, these stretches into your system. I am divine love. Maybe let a smile play across the lips as you do this. And just a couple more. So if you've only just been saying or thinking it, see if for these last couple you can really feel it. That you are love. Imprinting this softness into your nervous system. And when you're ready, reach both arms up high in a wide V. Big breath in. Hold the breath and then slow exhale as you bring the palms to prayer at heart center, but in super slow motion. So it's just like you're guiding out from that wide V, super slow, till the palms barely touch in front of the heart. And then touch, Just like we began with the tune-in. Just close your eyes, notice your energy. If you like, you can take the palms now face down on the thighs. For our closing meditation, this one is so beautiful. I love it. This is called the ancient way of prayer in the Kundalini yoga system. Elbows are alongside the rib cage. And I want you to have your fingers together, but see if you can think of your fingertips being slightly apart. So I know that sounds a little funky, but I find when I just visualize that, it's a little trick, like my fingers are together, but my fingertips are slightly apart. It helps me tune into the energy, and this is a very receptive mudra. So receptive, and it's also like we have a light shield, like a cone, that's just reflecting energy back up into your heart. So find this position. We're just doing long, slow, deep breathing and working with the mantra said and recited internally, I am divine love embodied. We're going to be here for 3.5 minutes. I am divine love embodied. Thinking it, imprinting it. Slowing down the breath as much as possible. An option, if you are comfortable with suspending the breath a little bit at the end of the exhale, I invite you to hold the breath out of the body after you exhale and just tune into your heartbeat. See if you can sense your heart beating before you breathe in again. So you'll inhale, slow exhale. Hold the breath out at the end of the exhale, only if that works for you, tuning into the beating of your heart. And then inhaling again. Thinking, feeling, I am divine love embodied. Last 2 breaths. On your next breath, I want you to take the deepest inhale possible. Exhale fully and slowly. Hold the breath out at the end of the exhale. Lift the pelvic floor. Sense the heart beating. Sense the energy in your palms beaming up to your heart. Keep the mantra, keep everything in the mudra where you are. Just exhale. And now, so super slow, you'll slowly move the hands towards your heart center. Keep your eyes closed. We're just slowly moving towards taking the right palm to the chest and the left palm on top. Sealing in the energy you've generated with this practice, with the palms pressing on the chest. Notice how you feel, notice the energy around your body. You can stay here with the hands pressing into the chest. You could come into a meditation with the index finger and thumb, Gyan Mudra, or come to lie down in Shavasana, whatever is feeling right for you right now. Stay here as long as you can. Imprint this energy. Really give yourself some time now to download it into your system as long as you can. And I will close our time together with a long sat, short nam. Just receive it. Sat Nam. You are divine love embodied. Namaste. Amazing work. Thanks for being here all the way to the very end. Let's keep this party going on the Uplifted Yoga podcast. I would love to connect with you there. Like, subscribe, and give me a comment now down below. Let me know how you're feeling and what you want to see more of on the channel so I can connect with you.